to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can find me on dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com, also on the Facebook group or on Twitter, and you can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and now Patreon. Well, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I know I did. Got caught up on some of my shows. My mom was visiting last week, so I feel like I fell behind on quite a bit. Saturday, I skimmed through Season 3 of Voltron, and then I went straight into Season 4. So I got caught up on that. I'm going to tell you my feelings on Voltron in just a minute. And then I went yesterday morning and got caught up on the CW superhero shows. I watched the premiere of Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow. I didn't get through DC's Legends of Tomorrow, mainly because I really don't like that show. I have friends that like the show, and I just don't get it. I think it mainly has to do with the fact that I really don't care about a lot of the characters in the show. It's maybe why I don't like it as much. I watch a couple episodes here and there. I watch premieres, I watch finales, but really I don't watch that show. So I put that one off. But I'm going to get to it maybe today or tomorrow. I need to get caught up on The Gifted as well and go through that, and we'll see. But so far with the CW shows, not too bad. I thought Supergirl was a very strong premiere. Flash was okay. Arrow, honestly, it's kind of faltering a little bit for me. I thought Season 5 was a great redemption season for the series. Came back strong after a bad fourth season and not so good third season. Season 5 was a lot stronger than the other seasons for Arrow, so I really enjoyed it. This one, I'm just not so sure. You got a lot of characters come in. Also, the idea with the CW shows in general is the idea of death really not mattering much. Where at the end of each season, you have sacrifices by these characters, and really nothing happens. I mean, the main characters that we actually care about, nothing really happens to them. They always end up safe, and it's starting to bug me a little bit, where seems like there are no stakes in these shows anymore. So it's kind of putting me off a bit. Of course, I'm going to continue to watch, but I'm just hoping the writing gets on par, gets on track, and it stays good, because I really want to like these shows. And some of them were like, last year. Flash last year didn't do it for me. Arrow the year before that didn't do it for me. But I'm hoping for some strong seasons because I do enjoy the shows. And I'm looking forward to the other Arrowverse shows coming out. We got Constantine coming out on the CW Seed. And then next year we got Black Lightning coming out too. So we'll see how it all goes, guys. But let me know what you thought of the premieres. Hit me up on the Facebook group or on the Gmail account. And let me know which was your favorite or which ones you didn't like too. Alright, starting off, guys, we're going to go with some X-Men news. Last week it was announced that the Gambit movie finally got a release date for February 14th. 2019. And also last week we got the first trailer for Josh Boone's New Mutants movie that comes out April 13th, 2018. Well, yesterday Ryan Reynolds and Simon Kinberg both went to their social media accounts to kind of announce the wrapping of production on their X-Men films. Ryan Reynolds said that the filming of Deadpool 2 is in the bag and they're going to go to post-editing, and Simon Kinberg said the same thing about X-Men Dark Phoenix, that they are done wrapping and they are going to go into post-production. Now, not much is known about either of the premises for these two films. With Deadpool, we just know that it's going to have the mutant known as Domino, played by Zazie Beetz, and the infamous Cable, played by Josh Brolin. Now, one can assume that this is going to be maybe perhaps a formation of the X-Force team, which we've heard about. All three of these members part of that team, along with some of the other members that are actually in New Mutants. And with X-Men Dark Phoenix, we're assuming this is going to be another take at the Dark Phoenix saga. At the end of X-Men Apocalypse, we saw Jean Grey, played by Sophie Turner, Phoenix out, or Flame out, or whatever you want to call it, and show that the Phoenix is indeed inside of her. The Dark Phoenix saga, probably the most infamous X-Men storyline, where Jean Grey loses control of her powers and ends up becoming a force to be reckoned with against her teammates. Now, coming back is James McAvoy's Professor X, Michael Fassbender as Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, Nicholas Hoult as Beast, Alexandra Shipp as Storm, Ty Sheridan as Cyclops, and Cody Smith-McPhee as Nightcrawler. And it's also known that Jessica Chastain will play the villain of the film, although she has said she's not playing the Empress of the Shi'ar Empire, Lilandra. That movie comes out November 2nd, 2018, as well as Deadpool coming out June 1st, 2018. So we've got a lot of X-Men movie news as of late. We had the trailer last week, as well as the announcement of a Gambit director and a Gambit release date. And now we have other X-Men films wrapping production that are set to come out next year, because we're getting 3 X-Men films next year by Fox, as well as it looks like quite a few more down the road from what they have planned. And this excites me. I know people had problems with X-Men Apocalypse, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was decent enough. It wasn't near the quality of X-Men Days of Future Past, but I still enjoyed it. And as an X-Men fan, I'm excited for what's to come, especially the potential they have with this new younger cast in the X-Men films with Sophie Turner, Ty Sheridan, Alexandra Shipp. I thought, although they didn't get a lot of screen time because the main focus was still on McAvoy, Fassbender, and Lawrence, I thought they did a good job. I think, though, you need to shift the focus of the X-Men franchise to the new characters. I want to see McAvoy, Fassbender, and Lawrence kind of be more in the background, and the younger actors take more of a progressive role in this film. Now, I'm still not thrilled that they're doing Dark Phoenix in what's probably the second film of this new cast. I think you really need to do that in the third or fourth film so you can build the bonds, especially between Ty Sheridan's Cyclops and Sophie Turner's Jean Grey. I think you need to strengthen those bonds a little more. Now, we heard also that they're going to do this better than what was done in X3 The Last Stand. I can only hope so. Still no word yet if really we're going to get the Shi'ar Empire and kind of something a little closer to what Phoenix is supposed to be. Because in the comics, Phoenix is a cosmic entity that takes over Jean's body. But in X3, it was a multiple personality that Professor X had put inside Jean to try to suppress her true potential as a mutant. In X-Men Apocalypse, it looked like it was more of the X3 thing going on than an outside entity, but it might be. You don't know. They could, throw us for a loop. I am a little worried, of course. Simon Kinberg, while he's a great writer and producer, this is the first movie he's ever directed. And that gets me a little worried. But then again, like I said, he's been involved in the franchise for a while. He knows these characters. He knows this world. So with that, I am a little more confident. But first-time directors always get me a little worried. With Deadpool, no worries there. You got Ryan Reynolds leading the charge. He's awesome. Josh Brolin is a great actor. I think he's going to crush it as Cable. And then there's Zazie Beetz as Domino. I'm not a big Domino fan, so honestly, I don't care. But I think it'll be a good thing. I think that film is definitely going to be enjoyable. We got a lot of good X-Men stuff on the horizon. I just hope it all pays off. I mean, you can't say that it's all going to be good because when you get so much stuff, it starts to falter a little bit. But it looks promising. I'm definitely looking forward to this next year. Year of X-Men movies. Should be awesome, guys. Alright, moving on to my main topic for today. Like I said, I sat down on Saturday morning and went through Season 4 of Voltron Legendary Defender on Netflix. Now, it wasn't really that hard, considering this season only had 6 episodes to it. Last season, Season 3, had 7 episodes to it, but then previous seasons of the series, such as Seasons 1 and 2, had 13 episodes to it. So really, when you combine Season 3 and Season 4, you get 13 episodes. And really, in my opinion, they should have done just that. Now, I've been a Voltron fan for many years now. I watched the original series, Voltron Defender of the Universe, back when I was a kid. I wouldn't really say it's one of my top 5 animated cartoons from my childhood, but definitely within my top 10. Enjoyed it a lot. I love how Netflix and DreamWorks Animation has gone and updated this franchise, updated the mythology, made the characters really rich, and just grab hold of you. I love it. Season 1, especially Season 2, were phenomenal. Season 2 ended on such a great note. I had such high hopes for Season 3. And to be honest, I wasn't really let down. But the fact that it was so short, I felt like they were trying to cram too much into each season and not let the storylines breathe a little bit. And Season 3 had that episode where they all shifted lines because Shiro was gone. And I felt like that should have been at least a 2-episode arc rather than just putting that in one episode. And then by episode 5 of Season 3, Shiro comes back. And again, things shift kind of a little bit. And then we get to Season 4. The producers and creators of Voltron said we're going to get more episodes spread out throughout the year rather than just like 13 episodes per season, which at first I thought was a cool idea, but honestly this kind of shorter season really doesn't do it for me. I think, especially after watching Season 4, if you took Season 3 and Season 4, combine them together and cut it down to like 10 episodes instead of 13, I think you got a really good season on your hands there. But there's too many filler episodes, especially for having such short a season. Say Season 4, there was an episode in here called The Voltron Show, and once I figured out what this episode was about, after about 3 or 4 minutes, I skipped it. I fast forwarded through it. In a season that only has 6 episodes to it, I skipped one episode. That doesn't seem like something you should do in such a short season. You have 6 episodes that are 22 minutes each. You shouldn't have any filler episodes. Each episode should mean something. You shouldn't have a throwaway episode, and that's episode 4 to me was just a throwaway episode, which I thought was ridiculous. Now, I will say episode 1 of Season 4 was very strong. You got Keith dividing his attention between the Blade of Amora and Voltron kind of suffers because of it. I feel like with that, Keith is breaking away from the team because of the fact that Shiro has returned. You got that struggle in leadership, and Keith feels like he's always been inadequate compared to Shiro, so he focuses more on the Blade of Amora, and because of that, the team suffers. But that also allows Shiro to bond with the Black Lion again and having them take control to where they don't need Keith and Keith leaves. That was a very strong episode. The next episode, Season 2, is when Pidge finds her brother Matt. And I think that's a fine episode. Didn't get my attention because that's not a storyline that I'm too invested in. But I get you needed that episode. Season 3, the eternal struggle for the power within the Galra Empire with Lotor and Zarkon. Okay, that's fine too. And then the last 2 episodes are about their last strike against Zarkon and trying to gain control of planet Nexzella. I know I said that wrong, but those were fine episodes. But with 6 episodes this season, if I go back and say I want to rewatch, there's maybe 3 that I'm going to go back and rewatch this season. I'm probably going to skip 3 of them. And for a season that's so short, it just doesn't make sense to me. You should have each episode really mean something. Not sure when Season 5's coming out, but I'm kind of thinking about trying to get on social media, get on somebody's email account, and let them know, hey, you guys need to go back to 13 episodes or 10 episodes. Because really, that's the way to do it. These shorter seasons, but more frequent throughout the year, honestly didn't do it for me. If I'm going to go back and rewatch Voltron, I'll watch Season 1, Season 2, and then I'll just think of Season 3 and Season 4 as one season. Because really, when you look at this connective storyline, that's what it is. It starts off with Lotor and the changing of the team dynamic, and that's how it ends. So really, like I said, Season 3, Season 4 is really just one season of one throughout storyline. The way they're dividing it up, I thought I liked the idea. Now I realize I don't, and I want them to go back to the way it was. But still a fan of the series. Still think they got a lot of good potential here. I'm still invested in the characters and in the world. I'm going to continue to watch. One storyline I talked about last season in Season 3 is with Shiro, his escape from the Galra again. When I went to rewatch that episode, they were talking about how Phase 3 has begun as Shiro is escaping. It's my prediction that the Gora have done something to Shiro to where he's going to turn against Voltron at some point. I don't know when, maybe next season, maybe the season after, but they've done something to him that he's going to turn against him. He's going to get mind controlled. He's going to turn bad. And then Keith is going to have to come back into the fold to take out Shiro. But that's just me. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think would be some good drama for the series. But let me know what you guys think. Hit me up, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com, of course, on the Facebook group or on Twitter. And let me know, did you watch Voltron Season 4? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What's your predictions for Season 5 and going forward? Let me know. Hit me up, guys. And that's going to be it for today's show. I will be back tomorrow with brand new topics to talk about. Let me know what you think about the X-Men movies, too. Are you excited that Fox is running forward with all these new X-Men movies? Do any of them get you a little worried? What do you want to see in these films? Let me know. Hit me up. Gmail, Facebook, Twitter. That's it, guys. You can also find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at Slim, SLYM, Dayspring12. And that's it. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.